Hello, it's Kerry from Mobilates, and I'm here. Can you see that number on there? Mine for Mobility Pilates, 150, so 150 sessions. And that doesn't include the extra ones that we do when there's something like a partnership week on with We Are Undefeatable or a special theme like we did the Olympics. So it's even more sessions than that we've done together, but it's amazing. And I was just chatting behind the scenes at Virtual Village Hall with Andrea, and we're just saying about, many of you come on every week, it's the same people, but also newbies coming in as well. Love it. It's so nice when I get the same names. I feel like I've got that little part of you all. And it's so lovely when we get new people coming in and just giving it a try, seeing how it goes. Who have we got coming in already? Hello, Irene. See, Irene is often here, nearly every session. And I love it. I love knowing that Irene is here and anybody else who pops in really regularly. Shall we get started? Shall we get you moving? You can be moving standing, you can be moving sitting, could be on a chair, could be on the edge of your bed. Hello, Christine, another regular name. We are going to do some lying down stuff, but you don't have to lie down. You could stay on the chair or you can lie down on a bed and just take the duvet back. So you've got the firmness of the mattress. We can work that way as well. Try and make it as accessible as possible to get as many people just doing this gentle, mindful movement as possible. We're going to get started with our feet. Nearly always start working up from the ground. So a little wipe of the feet, a little rub on the floor. So another, Jackie, hello, another regular name. Yeah, lovely to have you here. So we're just bringing a little bit of warmth to our feet. And the weather is strangely warm in Devon for November. Walked the dog this morning and had 2 new layers on. But to be honest, I'd rather have that than be really chilly. Just delays the heating going on a bit more, so I'm here for that as well. So we've got a bit more warmth in the feet. Right, now we're going to have them a little wider than you would normally say just for walking, just a little bit wider, give us a bit more balance. And we're going to start swinging one arm forwards, one arm back. And you can let your body have a bit of rotation there as well, just like you would in walking. And then we'll leave the arms downwards. And I'm going to raise my heel, the point of my my knee is coming forwards, and then the other one. But my hips are not doing that. They're staying really still. And if I'm doing that seated, exactly the same. The knees are already bent and it's more of an up and down than a sort of forwards with the knees. The chair keeps everything steady. And then, I'm trying to get opposite arm to leg. And just to get that, it's almost like a walking action. Keeping really tall. That's it. Keeping your breath going. And then we're going to change it. Place both feet down. Now the arms, not going to do that swinging anymore. They can come up a little bit. If you're seated, place them on your chest. We're just going to go, a little up and down. Now it's up and down rather than forwards. That little, noise was me going a little forwards. So I'm going to slow myself down and concentrate. And if you've got something in front of you, like a picture on the wall, you can look at that and then think, I'm going to go above the picture. I'm going to look at the picture above and then look at it. And that can just help with the balance, just help settle your vestibular system, the balance system in your head, in your brain. And then come down, have a little wiggle. And then soften your knees if you're standing, hand on the belly if you can, a hand on the back. We're going into pelvic tilts. I'm going to go that way around. It's a little bit clearer. So I'm going to take a breath in. And as I breathe out, I'm going to bring a bit of tension here to my belly as if I'm pulling back from something cold. And just tip the pelvis slightly upwards. So it's like your pubic bone's coming up towards your low ribs. Then I'm going to tip it down to the floor and release that tension on the belly. If you're doing this sitting, I'll show you from the side. So sitting here with my legs in this L shape, I'm going to wiggle some right up on my sit bones, on my pelvis, and then I'm going to roll back on the squishy bit of my bottom and roll forwards. Roll back and roll forwards. And you can see a little bit of my top here just changing. So when I roll back, the waistband of my top, it's like someone's just giving a little tug back, and then I roll forwards and away from that. That's it. And then let that go with a little wiggle. Now we're going to bring a chicken. So if I come to the side, I'm just letting my face, whole face go forwards, and then my face go back. Face go forwards, face go back. Now as it goes back, I can feel the extra chins kicking in. So we want a few of those. And you can imagine you're leaning back to something padded, like when you sit like in a caravan or something where there's like a banquette and it's all padded at the back. You're just taking your head back to something padded, or a really high chair that's upholstered, and your head is just going to lean back to something cushioned. And last one. And then we're going to hold it back and turn as if we're scanning around the room. So it's just the head turning and scanning around the room. And then come back to the center, and we're going to go to each side. So this is ear towards shoulder. It's not a target, it's a direction. And then come back to the center. Now we're going to go for alternate shoulder rolls, one and then the other. And as you do this, you can see the body, the whole body can turn. You can let your arms go down by your sides if you like, or you can keep your hands on your knees. And then we're going to march and swing the legs, swing the arms. So this is my sitting march. If it's too much getting your legs this high, take it to the heels coming up where we were at the start. Same with standing. So slow it down, widen the legs if the balance feels really wobbly, and just take it even slower. You could also do it holding on to something. So that hand's just keeping me steady there. And it's like a little slow motion march. And I'm bringing the knee and the thigh up as high as I comfortably can. So that might be like this, might be like this, it might be like this. And again, if you've got something you can look at that's fixed, and just give that a gentle look as if you're going towards it. Perfect. And place both feet down. Just have a little shift of your weight side to side. And we're going to pick a side and take the weight there. If you're seated, it helps to come slightly to one side of the chair. So I'm going to come to this side. My weight's going down this leg. I'm going to grow tall so I don't keep leaning over. I stay very vertical. And then this leg, forwards, side and back. Just little steps, little taps. Just reaching my toe out and trying to keep really vertical. Sitting. See, I'm sat to one side. There's a bit of chair left over. Forward. I'm going to hold on this side though. Side, back. The back's hard in the chair because there's a lot of bits of furniture in the way. So you might want to slide back. We're doing about 3 sets. That must be 3. The next one's different. Same setup. We're going to swoop this leg around. It's like a half circle and then a half circle back, or a semicircle. You can do it in the air. You can do it touching the floor. And last one. And then give yourself a little wiggle, a little side to side, shift the weight around. And then we're going to do the same on the other side. So we've got the weight in the other leg. We're going to grow as tall as we can. We're going to go forwards, side, back. And nothing really changes as we're doing this. You can have your arms out here if that helps. Some people like their arms to sort of move in different places with their legs. Gets me a little confused. Last one. That's 3 or 4 sets of those. And then we go to that semicircle. So I'm reaching forwards, drawing that semicircle, crashing into the chair as well. Just take it a little over here. Maybe on the floor, maybe floating. I'm trying to keep this as still as I can. Tension's all here, keeping the balance. That's it. And you're done. Give it a little wiggle, a little rub. Next, we're going to go to our arms. So elbows in at the sides. Give your shoulders a little roll down. Palms facing each other. You can give your fingers a wiggle. And we're going to just have a little slide backwards and forwards, like you're nudging something behind with your elbows. And then turn your palms upwards. And it's like we're drawing circles, or we're just waving a plate around. So if you've got something on this serving plate, you're just serving it around lots of people, but quite fast. They can barely grab anything. You can take your legs a little bit wider, make yourself steadier. You can take your arms a little wider. And they can even go back a little way. That's it. And then we're going to bring it forwards. Now you might get a few noises as you're doing this. Shoulders, there's a lot going on with shoulder girdle. The whole shoulder setup, front and back. So it can be a little clunky and a little noisy. As long as it's not hurting, we're good. If it's hurting, I want you to back off. If it's something that's a bit, keep it small. Don't make those movements big until you're confident that it feels okay. And then let it go, have a little wiggle. Let's take our legs wider and shift the weight. The arms can shift the weight. Just this little side to side. We've done quite a lot of forwards and backwards, putting a bit more side to side in. And then we're going to start making my step a little wider. Lowering myself, and now my knee is starting to bend over the toes. So every now and again, I'm going to have a little look down and just check that that point of my knee is going roughly over the midpoint of my toes, sort of toes 2 and 3, that sort of area. If it's going really inwards, if it's going right, that one's going inside my big toe when I look down, I'm just going to take a moment. Maybe I bring my stance in a little bit and see if that makes it more comfortable, if that gets the knee just going over the mid part of the foot. It doesn't need to be precise, but you just need to have a look at it and think, okay, do I need to adjust my stance a little bit? Sitting, I'm going to bring my feet slightly back, keep my legs really wide, shift my weight from one side to the other. Now, if you're sitting, I'm leaning a little forwards but with a straight back. That's it. And then come back to the center. Wiggle yourself taller. Legs are going to stay still. So they're going to be bent if you're sitting and straight, but apart if you're standing. Now we're going to do a bit more side to side. So you can have your hands on your chest. I want you to keep your sit bones down, both sides, even while you do this little lean side to side. Your feet down both sides if you're standing. And then we're going to take the hands up towards the head. So now I've got my fingers right against my temples. And I'm going to really take my time, keep some height, lengthening these sides here. Now, if you've got osteoporosis or osteopenia, I'd like you to make this a small side bend. I don't want you to squash and crush and do that. I want you to keep it really long, like you're lengthening this bit up and then lengthening the other bit up. That's it. And then we're going to take our hands down to our legs if we're sitting and slide forwards and backwards. Bring some gentle rotation in to our spine. If you are standing, we can have a little swish around. And then come back to the center and place your hands back where they were. And we can bring some rotation in here. Now, again, osteoporosis and osteopenia, you need a little bit of rotation for functional movement for when you're reaching for something one side and reaching the other side, but you don't want to wring yourself out and really twist, twist, twist. So keep it gentle. And that goes the same for other spinal conditions that find rotation hard. You can, in that case, move your hips with you. You can see the difference there as this part of me moves with the top half. If you haven't got any issues like that, you can keep this bottom half still. You've got your head in the center and then we're moving from the ribs, and it's a bit of a pull of opposites. So as I feel this side coming over here, this side is almost pulling back to keep still. And then we're going to give our elbows a circle. You can go one side and then the other, like you're pushing things out of the way with your elbows, or both together. We can make our arms bigger if that's comfortable, both at the same time. You're drawing two big circles in front of you. And then we're going to take it down to sitting. Sitting on the floor if you're going down to a mat, or if you've got like a blanket on the floor, sitting on the mattress of the bed, or sitting on a chair. We'll lie down after that. We're just going to get this sitting section done. It's quite short. Good time to grab a drink as well. And it's a good time to remind ourselves that we still need those extra drinks, even though it's not hot weather. We've got to remember to hydrate. Sometimes it's hard to remember. Having a really nice water bottle with you all the time. I have my little one here, and then I can just have these little sips and make sure. Keep hydrated. Right, so now we're sitting on our chairs, on our mat, feet downwards, but your legs could be open if you like. If that's more comfortable and your feet on your side, you could do that. Bring your feet closer together if you like. Anything that gets you really quite upright. And I think I'm going to take this one off so you can see what's happening back here. I'm going to put it on in a minute because it's not quite warm enough for that. So I'm holding the back of my legs. So if you're on a chair, you can hold your leggings or your trousers and just the sides. If you're seated, you might be a little bit further underneath and just grow a little taller. Now, osteoporosis and osteopenia and any sore disc issues down the base of your spine, I want you to hinge forwards and backwards. So your back stays straight and you're using your arms to help support as you bring yourself forwards and backwards. I'm literally pulling my legs and pulling back here, but there's also tension here on the belly, on the core. Now, if you haven't got osteoporosis and osteopenia and your back's okay, we can do a little sort of rolling down. So it's like a pelvic tilt and then coming back up. So this part of my back here starts to roll down and curve as if I was going to go down, down, down towards the floor. But all the time I'm going down, curling and getting more parts of the back of my pelvis and my spine on the ground. In fact, I'm going to shuffle a little further forward so I've got a bit more room. So there's growing tall, here rolling down. And I'm rolling this bit down so I can feel the mat as I'm going. And I'm using my legs, you can see, step by step. And then I'll get to a point where I think, oh, that's quite hard work here. But it feels okay. I'm going to start coming back up. And we're going to do a couple more. And now I can feel I'm just about to come to sort of the ribby section. Oh, that's where it gets a little bit harder. So this bit here, I'm on the back of the pelvis. As soon as it starts coming up here to the back of the ribs, that's where I can feel it's really getting to be a bit hard work. But I might be able to hold it. I might be able to let my arms go here. All the tension's here. Still breathing. And then coming back up. And then having just a little wriggle. Getting ourselves right again. Putting the jumper back on. And then we're going to take it down to the floor. Lying down, or you can take it to your chair, sitting back against your chair. You might want something under your head if you're lying down. You can even, if you really fancy it, do what we've just been doing and roll yourself down really, really slowly. So here we go. Oh, it's a lovely moment at the end. And then when you're there, just have a little settle and a sway. That normally involves some sort of rocking motion, some wriggling. Check that your head feels supported. Your gaze, if you're lying down, is towards the ceiling, and if you're seated, it's straight ahead. And we can let our body more still, rest our hands somewhere. Let our head turn or roll if you're lying down, side to side. Come back to the center. And then think about the tip of your nose. You can give it a little touch if you like. It's going to start drawing circles. So if you're lying down, you can feel the back of your head just pressing into whatever you're lying down on. If you're seated, it's like we were at the beginning when we had those sort of chicken necks. We just pulled our head back slightly and our face back slightly. Just start drawing these little circles, and then the other way. Last one. And then we'll return to those pelvic tilts we were doing at the start. You might be in a different position. Just going to take my feet a little bit more forward so they're not super close. Just to let the back of my pelvis just rest and feel quite level on the ground. And then I'm going to take a breath in. And as that breath goes out, and I feel I can bring a little bit of tension here below my ribs, down my belly, down to the pubic bone. That's what I'm going to use to roll the pelvis towards me. Then I roll forwards. Now, as it rolls towards me, I can feel that gap behind my back has gone. I'm squashing right down into the floor. You might find the same thing. You might feel there's still a gap. It depends on the shape of your spine. There's no sort of wrong or right on this. But your waistband lowers down and your belly sinks. And then it rocks forwards, and you can take a breath in. And one more. And then find that level again, have a little wriggle. If you're seated, come forwards in your chair. So you're on the front third, so there's room for you to slide a leg forwards. And we're going to start sliding one leg forwards, one leg back, gently sliding the foot on the floor until the leg's as long as you can comfortably get it. All this area where it's been holding a bit of tension, it's still holding some muscle tension and controlling. It's keeping really steady as you slide away. And then we're going to bring the arms in. So like we're doing the alternating marching at the start and swinging. Now we're doing this lengthening. So we're making things as long as they can be. Taking it slow. Now, if you're doing this seated, if you find it easy to slide your leg long and so it's floating, you can do that. And if you're doing this lying down, you can do the same. I like a float in my arm and my leg, as if someone's pulling my longest finger, pulling my toes and just stretching me. And slide it back. And I quite like to hold it for a little bit as well. Less movements, but there's a lot of quality in that movement. It's good value. That's it. One more each side. And then take your arms wider. You can hold onto the sides of the chair. And we're going to let the knees have a little sway side to side. The shoulders stay where they are. The head and the body stay where they are. Come back to the center and bring the legs together. Rest your hands somewhere low, hips, belly, that sort of place, so you can feel this area is under control. We're going to let one knee come out to the side, rolling onto the side of the foot. The other leg stays really still. And then bring it back. And then the other side. And you might find a real difference between sides, or it may feel very similar. The hard bit is keeping that other leg super still as one leg moves away. I can feel the wobble as it comes back. One more time each side. And then we're going to roll to our sides and onto our front. I'm going to show you a little trick to get there. If you're not comfortable going on your front, don't worry, I'll show you a seated version. And this is how we get onto our sides. So I'm going to put my thumb up here and I'm going to look at it and bring that thumb in and out towards my nose a few times. A bit like I'm at the opticians and they're bringing something far away, close to me, and I'm just trying to keep that thumb, one thumb. And then I'm going to be rolling towards you in a moment. So I'm going to stick that thumb out, still with my eyes in it, and my body is going to roll with me. And I'm following that thumb, and now I'm on my side. And I can adjust and push myself and get myself onto my front. Whilst you're getting onto your front, I'm going to show you, if you're seated, what we're going to do. So if you're seated, bring both hands up to your head, so they're touching your forehead. And then you're going to pull your face slightly back so you lose contact with your forehead, and then you can let your forehead go back. So my hands stay still and it's just my head, and in between your shoulders probably going to want to rest in a wriggle. On my front, you might put a cushion underneath your pelvis. If you get low back issues, that can really help give you a little bit of extra support. Legs are long, quite close together. And my forehead's on my hands, so my gaze is downwards. The foreheads give a little bit of lift, so the nose isn't getting squashed, not yet. I'm just having a little wriggle. Now the legs have got tension in them. They're not flopped like that. They're long and reaching away. And I've got a bit of tension in the belly as well, almost like I'm trying to lift it away from something cold. I'm going to roll the shoulders because they love to creep up here. So just give it a little wiggle. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, you're going to lift your nose and your forehead off your hands. Chest is coming a little up. The gaze stays down. And I'm very lightly pressing into the arms. And then I'm going to take it down again. Now you could take it down and let everything settle. Or you could go up and then come down, get a little touch, and lift up again. All the time, the eyes stay downwards. So I'm looking down at the towel on the mat, and then I get closer and closer and closer to it, and then further and further and further away from it. Last one. And then take a break. Maybe your head goes to the side. Maybe your legs go further apart. Have a little bum wiggle. And then we're going to do a goalpost arm. So if you're lying down, it's like this sort of rugby goalpost top or cactus arms. If you're seated, I'd like the same, that goalpost. And if you're seated, push, pull even, pull your elbows down, your arms down towards your sides, however close they go, and let them go up again. And as you're doing that, think about your chest shining forwards a little. If you're lying down, it's slightly different. Long legs again, stretching away. Keep your forehead down. We're going to lift one arm up. Going to lift the other arm up. Keep the legs long and reaching away. Oh, just got a little cramp in my foot there. Both arms. Now leave the arms down. Lift the head just like before. Lift the neck, lift the chest. Keep the gaze downwards. Place it down. So one arm, then the other arm, both arms. Now arms down, head, neck, chest. Last one. One arm, the other arm, both arms, head, neck, chest. It's like you're pulling your throat back. And then take it down. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle the hips, wiggle the bum. We are now going to either push ourselves back, or you could roll back onto your side. We're going to seated. Legs in whatever position works for you. And then let's bring those alternate shoulder rolls back and bring that turn in of the ribs as we do that rotation. Come back to the center. We're going to give our necks a little roll one way and the other, like we're pushing something away with the top of our head. And then coming up, scooping our arms, scooping our hands, bringing our hands together and high, and then into our chest. Thank you for session 150. I wonder if anyone's been here since the very first one. That would have been with Leanne, I think. I hope you have a lovely, lovely week. I'll see you again next week.